Welcome, you are watching The Big Idea right here on Look Up TV. And today in the program, we want to understand the digital media space. With me on set, right next to me is Gavin Mungai, who is a social media influencer. And on the far end, Edgar Wabwire, who is a brand strategist. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So if we're talking about social media, then it means you guys have followers.
Yes,
A good following.
definitely. It's all about numbers. It's all about the influence you have. Social media is numbers and what you want to communicate to the people. Yes.
Okay, but first let's just start talking about flow of information. There's a traditional media and there's now the digital space, which is very dynamic and it's changing how we receive information, the timing and everything. So what do you think, Gavin, is the shift from traditional to digital media? So is digital media taking over completely?
Digital media is, I think it's something positive that we should embrace, but it has its negatives and the positive side of digital media as compared to the traditional one.
Yeah.
So we need to embrace digital media. Your brand, your company, like everyone should embrace social media, digital media.
Okay, to add on what Gavin is saying, I think social media is taking shape and it's taking the space. Social media, it doesn't have limits. Social media is worldwide, so I think it's taking shape.
Okay, so and using social media to get information. I know if you are on the social media space a lot of times, then there are those trends. So maybe Gavin, I'd want to ask you, since you're a marketer and influencer, then are you sometimes responsible for making those trends trend?
Yes, actually that is what I do. That is where I get my money from, some of my money from. Yes, and it's something good. It's something I have loved. I started this a few years ago, like 2 years ago, and it's nice. But at the end of the day, what are you telling the people? Because it matters a lot. Whatever you are trying to convey, it needs to make sense and it needs to be right.
Okay. And looking at, let me just look at today, like on Twitter, some of the things that are trending. Yes, just so that we can just understand how it all works. So looking at what we have here, there is a hashtag IMF, then there's hashtag, there's so many things, hashtag IMF, then there's hashtag, okay, sign the petition, amongst other things. So, Edgar,
Yes.
how people consume information. We know that at a lot of the hashtags, in a way that people know now what is happening today. So just how a conversation is handled, say on Twitter.
Okay, conversation being handled on Twitter, it depends with the people behind the keyboard. It depends with who is relaying the information. Sometimes these influencers, like Gavin, they are paid to push some content. For example, if a company has done something wrong, and the wrong information, or rather the thing that they have done wrong, they want to clean it up, they will pay influencers will get in the digital space and try to clean up this company's name. So most of the times you'll see these hashtags trending with the company's name, these influencers trying to cleanse and sanitize the company's name. So basically I will say it depends with the people behind the keyboard. Not all information that you see on trending is positive, or rather is correct.
Okay, and just going back to maybe where it all started.
Mm-hmm.
How did you choose to maximize social media?
First of all, I got interested in social media, and I got a job. At that time, I had no followers, but I had interest. So I was given this job. I worked for like 3 months. It was a show on another media house. Yes, I worked there for 3 months, and I got interested. I decided, why not join Twitter and see what happens. I had an account. It got suspended. I created a new one, and this is the one that I'm using right now. And I grew my accounts, and I was being told, for you to get this job, you need this number of followers for you to get this job. So I started growing my account pole pole. Started from scratch, 10K, 20K, up to 70K now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we know that influencers have a lot of, they play a role in shaping people's opinion and how they look at things. So growing those numbers, what was your plan exactly?
My plan was consistency. I was always there. I was addicted to my phone. Till now, I'm still addicted, but not that much because I know how to handle it. But I was always online, posting consistently, following people. Yeah, you know, if you're not a celebrity, trust me, you'll get followers. You need to follow these people, engage on their posts. You just need to be there, always there, know what is happening. You know, you can be on Twitter and you don't know how it works. First of all, that is the first thing you should know before, if you want to venture into social media and influencing and marketing. Yeah. So you should know how it works, and you should, if you know how it works, you'll get the numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Edgar, can we then say this is the place where gadget addiction can be positive?
Yeah, looking at what my brother said, it can be addictive. So it basically depends with you as a person. How are you using these social media platforms? If you're using it positively, then you are good to go. So brands and companies are now moving in the digital space. They know that this digital space is worldwide, and they are moving in the digital space. And these brands, they know in order to be at the top, or rather to be top notch, you have to have a strong social media team. You have to have these influencers to push your content, to push whatever you are giving outside, to push whatever these people want to consume. Yeah.
Okay, so and what are the challenges? Have you ever found yourself in the wrong side of KOT or even with the low?
At times, you get on my page. I try as much as possible to be positive. If you're positive, you'll not get attacks from people. So if I want to defend, for instance, a company that has done wrong, I try as much as possible to be positive. Because if you're positive, even the people that will come and comment, they will not be too harsh on you, and then you'll know how to respond to them. You can be trolled. If you don't really know how to handle social media, you can be trolled, which is very bad. It can affect you. Yes.
But does that go for someone who doesn't know how to operate, or sometimes KOT, they just come for people?
It depends with whatever you've posted. Anyone can be attacked. Even if you have one follower and your post goes viral, trust me, they will come and comment. For instance, you post a picture of yourself. They come there, they start body shaming you, you see? So it's you, how you will perceive the comments, how you will take them. Yeah, it depends with your attitude towards social media. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Edgar, have you ever experienced any challenges?
The biggest challenge I've experienced on social media is trolling. I can tell you for sure, if you let trolling get into your head, that is the beginning of mental illness, because there are a lot of people who are just online, they're waiting for your post, for example an influencer to post, and firstly what these people do, they look for the credibility of the information. Is this information credible? Is this information that you've given out, is it true? If it's false, that is the genesis of the trolling that you'll receive.
Okay.
Secondly, if you post a picture of yourself, for example, there is a certain person that I was going through Twitter, the way she was trolled, she had to deactivate her account kwa sababu alikuwa anaambiwa na hii kumbe ni filters tu, si mrembo. You see, when you let this negativity from these people get into your head, I can tell you for a fact that you are doomed. So basically the biggest challenge and the biggest problem for a person is trolling, and the biggest challenge for a company and a brand online, it's for you to lure the loyalty of your clients.
Okay.
That is the biggest challenge that the biggest challenge that these companies and brands are getting online.
And so, still on that space, then it is a space that is not manned. It is not controlled. So then can we say that it gives freedom to people to speak their mind? At the same time, it curtails freedom, because now sometimes if you speak your mind, then you get called for it. Yes, Gavin.
Social media is it's like another village somewhere. Yeah, social media is like a village, trust me, where there is freedom, but it depends on how you use it. That is my main point. How you use social media, and if you know how to use the platforms that you have, how you use them, and do you know how they work? Do you know if you go to this point, people will attack you? It depends with whatever you post, how, if you know how to use the platforms.
So
Yes.
again, you insist that yes, being aware of what you're doing, how you're doing,
Yes.
that affects a lot.
Yes. You should know, why am I here? Am I here to have fun? Am I here to be a serious person? Am I here to build my brand? Am I here to be a marketer? You should know what you want on social media. Because like for instance, for me, I have my Instagram page. I do photography, so that page is for photography and marketing. Twitter, I do marketing. I post my content, but not the content on Instagram. You see, so nime divert tu kiasi, but at the end of the day, I know for Instagram, photography, for Twitter, marketing, and for Facebook, I jiggle around both marketing and.
Okay, to add on what Gavin is saying, basically what he's saying, you should understand these platforms. Twitter, you can't go on Twitter posting your photos. Twitter is more conversational. Instagram, it's more of pictorials and videos. Facebook is a combination of these two. So once you learn this, you will be ahead.
So you know what to do where.
Yeah, you will know what to post at what time. You will know what platform people consume, what content in what platform.
And
that is the main and the most important thing.
And social media is beautiful because anyone can use social media. Anyone can access social media. So if you know what you really want to do with these platforms, for instance, you have your products, you want to market them, you just go on Facebook and then promote your product, and then you see the clients that you want probably will come to the whatever post you posted there. Yes, for instance, Twitter, if you want, like for instance, you want people to talk about your new brand, you can do a hashtag, itoke pale kwa trending, people will know what is really happening. There is this new
To
brand.
be visible.
Yes. Yeah, so social media, it's all about knowing what you're doing there, and then just have fun with social media.
Okay, and understanding maybe something like prime time. For traditional media like TV and radio, especially TV, like we are right now, we know that prime time between 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So these are very highly contested time, even for advertisers and all. So when it comes to social media, does it also have the same? Does it have a prime time? Yes, Edgar.
Okay. You as a person, your brand, your followers, you need to understand them. I can tell you for a fact, in as much as you have 100k followers, in as much as you have 1 million followers, there is a time these people are always, there is a time that they'll be online, most of them, and there is a time that they won't be online. So for a brand, for a person, for a company, they need to understand what time does my audience, or rather what time is my audience active. You need to do a research. How do you do this research? For example, you take a day on Twitter, post a photo at 6, or rather post your content at 6. Another day, post your content, for example, at 10. Another day, post your content at those time levels, just to see what time are my followers most active. That is how you will know, if I post at this time, I'll get more engagements than this time. Yeah.
So again, it's not the same for everybody. We
It's
can't
not for
say
the-
8 a.m. is big on Twitter.
No, it's not. For example, as a person, if I post in the morning, I get more traffic than when I post at night. For another person, when they post at night, they get more traffic than when they post in the morning. So
So
it depends with the
depending-
account, depends with the brand, it depends with the audience, and it depends with what you're targeting.
Okay, Gavin, is that the same thing
Yeah.
for you as well?
Yeah, for me as well. Actually, for me, when I was growing my account, there was at times I posted, there was no engagement. But ikifika 10 a.m., I post 10 a.m. and then unapata engagements ziko juu. So your people, you know your people are active then. And even when it comes to trends, there are times unaonanga trends zenye hazina hashtags. Unajua saa hiyo, for instance, when there is vitu kama football, saa hiyo TL it's busy. So if you are brand, ujaribu kuweka hashtag kwa hizo trending list, hashtag yako itatokea chini, haitaonekana because the timeline is busy. So you need to know the right time you want to do your hashtag or to post your content. You should be very sensitive when it comes to time, because you can pay people to push a hashtag for you ikose kufika top 5 and then you're like, I gave you this money, I wanted
wasted
top
my
5.
money.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, and I read an article over the weekend, still talking about followers, how you can turn your followers now into, how to monetize that, because it's good to have a following. You know, social media is still for interaction as well as sharing, even education pieces and so many other things. But now if you want to monetize it, so you can have, are there people who have a large following but they don't make as much money as someone who has a lesser following?
For me, how I started earning money, let me start with my story.
Okay.
I was interested, I was seeing trends, I was like I'm seeing the same people doing like all of these trends daily. I see the same people, I'm like, Allah. these people, I think they are earning. So I started DMing people. I DM'd like 15 people and only 2 replied. I started becoming consistent in the DMs. I'm asking, hey bro, how can I earn in this app? And when one of them akaniambia, you need to have 10k followers for you to start earning. And I was at 5k followers. So I started working on my account, follow, commenting on other people's posts. I reached 10k. I contacted the guy. We met in town. And then we just discussed. And then akanipea job ya kwanza. And from that day, I started getting, people started trusting me. started giving me jobs. I grew my account, yeah. And for social media, as a person or a brand, you need to know people. You need to have like a team of 10 individuals that can push your brand.
Okay.
Like for instance, me, we have a group of Got Loyals, a group of influencers. You know, you need to have people that support whatever you post online.
Okay.
People that can give you jobs, because if you have no network, trust me, you'll not get
It's going
any
to be hard.
jobs. Engagements zikiwa chini, they cannot uplift you. If you have no people, you will struggle on your own.
Okay.
So it's all about having these people around you to support your content.
Okay, and at that point we are taking a short break here on The Big Idea, but we'll be back to talk more about the understanding the social media space. Welcome back. You are watching The Big Idea here on Look Up TV. And today on the program, we are talking about understanding the digital media spaces. We want you to engage with us in the conversation. The SMS number is 20374. And with me on set is Gavin, who is a social media influencer, and Edgar Wabwire, who is a brand strategist. So before the break, I was talking about the numbers. So do the numbers, the following that someone has, do they directly reflect the amount of money they make?
Not really. It depends with how smart you are on the platform.
Okay.
When I talk about how smart you are, you know how much you can earn with your account. You should know how much you can earn. You should have like an idea of how it works. If you don't know how it works, you can't earn. You can just have the numbers, engagement, but you don't earn because you don't know about it. And so at the end of the day, you need to have like a background research on how can I earn with this platform. And it depends pia. Kama hauna interest, trust me, you can't earn. You can just have numbers, engagement, people know you, but you don't earn from your accounts.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's how some people they're popular, but they don't make money from their social media platforms,
For
despite
instance,
the numbers.
Yeah, unaweza kuwa celeb, but at the end of the day unajiangalia, you're like, I don't have fare, I don't have rent, and you can use your platform at least to have something at the end of the day. So it's very important to know how to earn. You know how to use the platforms. You know people. Yes, it's very important.
Okay. The networks comes into play again.
Exactly.
Yes, Edgar.
And also, you should have a bargaining power. When you go to the table with, for example, a certain brand, a certain company to negotiate in terms of payment, this company or rather this brand tries so much to give you the bare minimum. So you as a person with these numbers, you should be able to negotiate further. You should be able to, you should have that negotiating power.
You should know your worth.
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
so I saw a video of Joy Kendi. In one of her videos, she's a brand influencer as well. And she was talking about how the very first time she was approached with a brand, and she discovered now later that she was paid a third of what she was really supposed to get. So who's going to protect you as you start? What is it that you're supposed to know exactly?
I'll come back to my point. Knowing people. If you know people, they will guide you on whatever you're approaching. For instance, if it's a brand, they will tell you, there's this and this and this. You need to have this and this and this. You need to know these people. You can earn this much with your account. If you have the people to guide you, you will be safe. But if you don't, you'll just get whatever, and then you'll realize it later on.
Later, that used to be an underpaid, and you were just only too happy to start making
And you
money.
can't do anything. Yes.
Yes, Edgar.
And also, what you also need to do, besides knowing people in such a case, you also need to do a background check. You need to research on your own. You need to know, for example, when a certain company these companies won't pay the same. In as much as sometimes we'll do the same job, but they won't pay the same, trust me. A certain company will come with higher rates, another company will come with lower rates. So do the background check, and also you should know people to guide you through.
Okay. And when you have decided, like if I chose to decide today to start making money from my social media, right from the way I'd call my name on social media, how important is that?
You know, people know you by what you sell, for instance, and how you do your things. People, when you start using social media, there's a way that you post. There's the name, the username, the profile, how your profile looks. At the end of the day, it sells you. If you're, for instance, for my name is Gavin Mungai, and the username nimeandika in caps. I want people to notice me. So if you see Gavin Mungai, and then I have explained what I do, brand manager, social media influencer, I've written everything. Ndio ukikuja kwa page yangu uone marketing, usishangae, what is this?
So it makes it clearer.
Yes. You need to uonekane. Your page needs to stand out. You can check my Twitter page. Inakaa tu sijui but unaweza niambia inakaa tu inakubamba. Like you need to be outstanding. For you to win a brand, you need to be outstanding. You need to just be unique. Just ikae tu vizuri ndio hata mtu
it needs to
akikutrust.
sell you.
Exactly. Na hata mtu akikupea kazi akue like, I like your page. I like vile, and then whatever you pin on top of your mini.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goes the same for you?
Okay, I'll basically talk for myself, and my username across all social media platforms is Pizamwitu, and so many people ask me why.
It's a very interesting name.
Why?
As Gavin has just said, I'd rather be unique than be number one. Unique always becomes number one. As a brand, or rather when you're building a brand, there are some of the things that you need to know for your brand to be top notch.
Okay.
You need to research on your audience. Number two, you need to pick and focus on your personality. Number three, you need to write your slogan. What is your slogan as a brand? What is your slogan as a company? What is your slogan as a person? Number four, you need to choose how your brand will look like. This comes to your logo design, your profile picture. How does it look? Is it attractive? When you understand this, you will know how to brand yourself. You'll know how to brand your company. You'll know how to brand how branding works. Yeah.
So the second point that you mentioned, please just read it again.
Focus on your personality.
Personality. So then now you picking the name Pizamwitu. So that reflects who you really are. Like you're really being yourself in front of your followers.
You should also understand you should not take your personal life on social media.
Okay.
Social media is a space that
It depends. It depends.
no.
It's a free platform, so you depends what you're going for.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm speaking
explain
for
yourself.
my brand, and I'm speaking for myself.
Okay.
I don't take my personal life on social media. Social media is all about fun and earning. Me as a person, I'm different from what you're seeing on social media. That is for a fact. I can't say that Pizamwitu, my personality. Anyway, my online personality goes with that name. Yeah.
So it's your online personality.
Yeah, online
So
personality.
you have chosen to be Pizamwitu on social media, but doesn't necessarily mean you're Pizamwitu and Edgar are the same person. Not exactly.
They are not. They are two different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You seem to be indifferent or not really.
So like for me, you know, when you open a social media account, you need to have something in mind. You need to like, I want to open this platform. It's for me to post my content, my family, my friends, having fun. And like for him, he chose that name. It's unique.
It's very unique.
But you know, it's a free world, so
Yeah.
you choose whatever you want, and you choose what you find appealing for you. That is what I can say. Because he decided to call himself that. I decided to use my own name. You see, you can decide to use a different name. Haijalishi, at the end of the day, it's how you use the platform anyway. And what you want the people to know about you and your platform.
Okay, and let us talk about these, what do you call them, dummy accounts that even influencers have them to help push a certain agenda. So how effective are these, there's another word that they call them, not just the dummy
Catfish.
accounts. Yes.
Pseudo.
Pseudo. Yes. So those pseudo accounts, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Sana sana ni za some create accounts kustalk watu, some create accounts to work za kupush hashtags, some create accounts to counter people, to attack people. So like for me, I have other accounts but ni za biashara tu, you know,
So strictly business for you.
strictly business. And for you to survive in this game, you need to have some accounts to, like for instance, if you have 2 jobs, ukitumia account yako itachoka iende ban, na ikienda ban hauwezi fanya nayo kazi tena. Yeah. So hiyo pia ni challenge. There is something we call suspension. My account was suspended, ilirudi like 3 months ago. So ikienda, brand yangu imeenda. I'm not there anymore. Trust,
Your money maker.
if your account goes, people don't know you. People start asking, bro, siku hizi sikuoni. You see? So your account is your brand, like it's your name. If you're not there, watu hawakutambui. Yeah.
That's Edgar.
People create these pseudo accounts, as just my brother said. Others create for trolling. They can't be bold enough to use their personal accounts to troll somebody. So what do? They create pseudo accounts. In this game, as he has said, you can't survive with one account. You can't. When your account is suspended, you need to have a backup account for you to maintain your online presence. For example, when your account is suspended, there is a time my account was suspended, and I had no any other account. When you are addicted to these platforms, you can fall into depression. I can tell you for a fact.
Okay.
Because your friends are getting these jobs, they are having these jobs, and you're just there.
You're seeing money pass you by.
Yes, they'll call you. They'll be like, hey bro, niaje, kuna job hapa, uko na account? You don't have it. You see, so you need to have these pseudo accounts, but use them in a positive way. You don't have to use them to troll people. You don't have to use them to abuse people online.
Okay, and so how do you prevent being suspended and losing your account? How do you do
see,
that, Gavin?
And that is why you have these other accounts.
Okay.
Because you can't, if for instance you're pushing a hashtag, you can't use one account for 5 hashtags, surely. The account itachoka. Twitter will realize, this guy, no, this is a robot. They start doubting
Just generating.
this account. Exactly. And if you, for instance, he has his main account, I have my main account, you have your main account. Your main account is your name. If it's not there, people won't notice you. And trust me, ukisahaulika ni hivyo. Ukisahaulika ni hivyo. You need to always have your account there. Yeah, you need to have your account.
So you need to be visible.
You need to be visible.
Okay.
For you to get gigs, for people to consume your content, you need to be always there. You're just there. And you're very keen accounts kuenda. Accounts is uenda, by the way. na inauma juu ikienda utaanza zero tena ugrow, and it's tiresome to grow an account. It's not easy, by the way. Inaka ni fun, but for you to reach a certain number you need to kila mtu ako na strategy zake. Mimi niko na yangu, huyu ako na yake. You know, so an account is very special and you need to value it, but pia ina depend na vile unaitumia. Tunarudi tena kwa that point, how you use it.
Okay.
If you know how to use the platform. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
In order to prevent for your account from being suspended or rather losing that, firstly you need to check on the content you post. Number 2, you need to check on the videos, the photos. I'm speaking for Twitter firstly.
Okay.
The content on videos, on photos. For example, somebody will just come and they will come and report your photos. When they report your photos, when they report your video, whether it's your face or not, the account will be suspended.
Okay.
Or they'll come and report it and claim that the photo is theirs. So
and you can't do anything. Imeenda. So lesani leo tuma barua ambie niajeni mnifungulie account. Nisha delete your post. You know, you need to be very cautious, especially when you're using people's content. For instance, you take a video and post it and you don't credit the owner. The owner will come, this video is trending but it's mine, so I'm reporting this post. So they strike you and then your account is pulled down. So it's so sad, and it affects big brands sana. Like for instance, you have the account of the TV station and then inapuliwa down. It's so bad. Like
lose the millions of followers.
And this the online space, it doesn't care who you are. If Trump can be suspended, who is Gavin, who is Kizumit? So speaking of YouTube, you can also there are influencers who earn so much from YouTube, and being suspended on YouTube, it depends with the copyright claims, the content you are posting. Is it copyrighted? Are you giving credits to the person that did that job? Are you the one doing that job? You need to understand all this in order for you to maintain your account, and in order for you to be up there in this digital space. Yeah.
And the digital taxing that was introduced, it has not taken effect, but slowly getting into it. Now for influencers, have influencers understood how the digital taxation is going to take place?
Nimeona hiyo kitu. Then nimeiona, I'm like, why? We are creating jobs for ourselves out here, and then you guys mnaamua mtakuja kututax.
Kutunyonya.
I believe that most of the people I know watakata hiyo story. They'll be like, why? It's a job opportunity I'm giving myself. But tutajua tu vile tutakopa nayo ikikamza.
You know, it's the responsibility of the government to collect taxes. So if there's money, and a lot of it, that is being made on the social media platform, then some of it can be used to contribute to the economy.
But
do you not want to build the economy?
But I want, but the thing with social media is kuna time kuna kuanga nazo, kuna times hakuna jobs. Like a whole month you're just seated there, you're just posting content. Haushtulie gigs bana. What is happening? You know, you vary na pia depending on the current situation, vitu zime happen, you know, and hazikuangi always.
So it would be unfair for there to be like annual taxation and all.
Yes, a standard tax. You can get an influencer, they have stayed indoors and they have only done one job in 2 months. And you can get another influencer, they do jobs every day. Giving these two people a standard taxation, it's unfair. So unfair. Yeah.
Okay. So as I had said, it still contributes to the economy. So do you think maybe there is a method that the government can use so that they know if Pizza Mwitu has a job in January, then a little fee will be deducted from that?
They can probably use a percentage, like 15% of your earnings, but how will they know you are earning?
I don't know.
Because the platforms don't pay us, people pay us, not the platforms. Juu kama ingekuwa ni platform, at least wangejua Twitter imepea ujamai pesa, IG imepea ujamai do, so tunakata this percentage. So I feel by the time wana execute history ya taxation, it take time because they need to know how these platforms work.
Okay.
Vile hawa wase wanaingiza do.
So even as we conclude, let's talk about the trends. Since you are the professionals in this space, the social media space, so what are we looking at maybe for 2021 as the trends that are going to be common on social media? So we have live streams as something that came about with the COVID-19, and we still have people who are doing a lot of marketing through Insta stories, through WhatsApp stories. So let's just talk around that.
So for every platform has icona features zake, and for like Instagram, good for photos, videos, lives. For Twitter, hashtags. For Facebook inakwanga, Facebook ikona watu wengi by the way. Watu utarawia app lakini hii ikona wase wengi sana.
It's like the genesis of social media.
Yes, it has so many people. People should use Facebook by the way. People wanatarau Facebook and it has numbers. What have you asked again? So nimeenda kwa Facebook nika.
Okay, so my main question is now how the trends that we're looking at in 2021 or currently that can be used for better marketing and branding as well.
So for kwa hii period, expect political because 2022 is coming and kuna watu wanataka kwa presidents, senators, nini hizo vitu.
There's a lot of BBI debates.
Mtaziona BBI, One Kenya Alliance, hizo stuff. Sana political tags and shows of course. Zingine lazima zitrend. So for me, I think politics zitakuwa sana. Okay. From this period, politics, politics.
And also, let's not forget COVID.
And COVID as well.
The debt, hizi deni zenye tunachukua. There will be hashtags to condemn the government and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, and maybe just one last question I'd like to pose for you gentlemen is when you are on social media, do you have a goal, like a goal or a positive objective, or do you solely use it to make money?
It depends. Sometimes as an influencer, I'm speaking as an influencer.
Okay.
You'll be seated in the house, no gigs, no positive gigs coming through. Negative gigs coming through. What do you do? And you need this money.
And when you say negative gigs, you mean?
Negative gigs, by negative gigs, I mean, this company has done this, but you're going to defend them.
You're going to sanitize.
You're going to sanitize them only. Exactly. That is a negative gig.
Okay.
So when you get these negative gigs and you've not gotten any positive, you'll have to take it. So it basically depends with how you've been earning, or rather how the jobs have been flowing in to you as an influencer.
Okay. Gavin, is there anything you stand for, like I cannot go beyond this, or are you open as long as we're making money?
For me, I'm always sitakangi kama kitu ni mbaya, siwezi tacha kitu mbaya. So I try as much as possible. I'm very selective when it comes to jobs. I choose, for instance, if you want to grow a brand, I can choose your brand I push your content. I'm very positive when it comes to social media because I know my audience hawatakangi nikienda overboard, they will attack me. So I try as much as possible to be positive on what I post on my platform. Yes.
Okay, and thank you so much for being part of this conversation. I know social media is a very wide area and we can't exhaust everything today, but it was just nice to understand how the digital space works. And that is it from us here on The Big Idea. Gavin Mungai here, who is a social media influencer, and Edgar Wabwire, who is a brand strategist. Our sign language interpreter has been Josephine Ouko, and I am Nancy Nalima. Thank you so much for watching.